Hello, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Bradley Marcus, and today you're part of the first ever Daily Dhamma series, or Daily Dhamma episode in the Daily Dhamma series. Basically, this is a new series called Daily Dhamma, where we talk about Dhamma. It's basically a Dhamma talk, and specifically a Dhamma talk based off of what has been coming up for me this week, or today, or just recently. If you're new here, we talk about the Dhamma. If you're interested in understanding yourself, and if you're interested in understanding reality, if you're interested in letting go of what no longer serves you, of attachments, if you're interested in mental health, if you're interested in being a better person for you, for your family, if you're interested in just growing, self-help work, whatever you want to call it, Dhamma will help you. And Dhamma will also show you a lot more about life and reality than you could have ever imagined, specifically about yourself. And that's because the Dhamma is the truth, my friends. It's literally what it means. It's the truth of reality. It's the laws of nature. It's the nature of reality. And it's all based in Dhammic practice. So that's what we talk about here. While we talk about Dhamma and talk about the Daily Dhamma, I'm going to be cleaning out my medicine cabinet because it is in need of a cleaning. And I figured, why not? So should I just pull it out? All right, for the show. Oh my God, it's like stuck. I was scared. Some of this is organized, so I probably should be nice. Nah, fuck. All right, that wasn't too bad. So, what's been coming up for me this week, and this really has been an enlightening thing for me, and it's something that has brought me a lot of happiness, is I am falling back in love with being creative in every manner. I am a creative at heart. I've taken an aptitude test by the Johnson O'Connor Research Foundation that has told me that I am a creative. And that means that I just like to make things. And what ends up happening a lot of times with my creativity is because I'm a creative, I want to do it for a living. And in the past, I've held a lot of attachments to my creativity. And I still do in a lot of ways. But what I've found is that when I lean into my creative approaches, when I really just become my creative self without any attachments, without any worry, I find there's so much more happiness within that. So like if you're a creative, or even if you're not, whatever it is that you're doing, see if you can lose yourself in that process. Because if you can truly lose yourself in that process, you can find so much happiness in that process. And I think that's where we often get confused, right? Is we want to have this number, or we want to have this income or whatever to get us to a certain place where we think happiness lies, but it doesn't. It lies in the process. And many people have said this, I'm sure you've heard it 1,000 times. Trust the process, or, find love in the process, not the product, or it's about the process, not the product. But that doesn't mean that you have to learn it again and again. And all these things must be learned multiple times, I think. It's not something that you simply say and understand, because if it was, a lot of us would not be suffering as much as we do. So how can you be a creative but still trust the process, still enjoy the process? These are echinacea bonbons that I got in Amsterdam. And I brought them back because I got sick in Amsterdam when we were traveling, me and my wife, and it is incredible. These things have like little liquid, they're like cough drops with like a liquid inside, and they're so tasty. Anyway, so yeah, being creative and allowing yourself to not have attachment to those creative endeavors, and just being creative for the sake of creativity. And what's funny is you're going to make better art that way too. I've made some videos this past week that have done really well, and the whole time I wasn't even thinking about it. I was just being creative. I wasn't thinking, maybe I should make a video about this, or maybe I should format it in this way. I just did it as I could, as I felt inspired to do it. Of course, all the work of analyzing videos, and I'm not saying you shouldn't do that when you're being creative. You should always try to be better. You should understand what did well in the creative field that you're working on, what people resonated with. But that doesn't mean that you have to use that as a strict framework every time. But it's going to be there anyway, understanding that framework as you go along. It's just naturally going to come out that way. It's kind of like you've learned the framework that works, and now you just go and make whatever it is you want to make with that framework subconsciously in place. at the same time letting go of the attachments. Because what are we doing anyway? Like, what's the point of all of this? Because there are a lot of people out there that are doing that thing that you want to be doing that are not happy. You start to ask a more philosophical question: is what is this? What is the point? Like, what's the actual goal? Because on one end, you want security. Okay, fine. You know, you get a basic job, you get security. Okay, got that. On the other end, you say, well, I want to enjoy what I do. Okay, so then maybe you find a job where you do enjoy what you do. But then you say, but I have this passion that I really care about, that I really want to make me a living. And as soon as you take that passion and try to put it into that box, a few things happen. Number one, it changes its inherent character and its relationship to you, because now you're not doing it for the sake of doing it, you're doing it for the sake of making money. But then from there, the actual art itself can also suffer. And so I think it's a fine balance. And I think that artists should also just on their own make art for the art. So maybe that's one perspective. It's like, okay, today I'm going to just make art for art, not even for anything, just as like an expressive way to let go of that attachment. And then if you have the art that you make for money, well, then you can do that, but know that it's kind of it's in a separate box. It's not this passion project. And that's kind of, I think, what's come up for me this week is just how can I be my authentic self in the art that I create and enjoy it. And so that's what I'm doing. And it's been really good letting go of those attachments and just being at peace. You know, making videos just to make videos for fun. And who knows, like, what will ever come of it, you know?